Somewhere out there, far past the crowded beaches and the sold-out resorts, are islands that almost nobody ever talks about. No cruise ports, no tour buses, no endless lines, just the kind of untouched paradise the guidebooks quietly forgot. In this video, we're counting down 10 of the most underrated islands anywhere on the planet. These are places so quiet, so wild, and so beautiful that you'll wonder how on earth they managed to stay secret for this long. So get comfortable and make sure you save this list before the rest of the world catches on. We're starting our countdown at number 10. Number 10 takes us to the calm, cool waters of the Baltic Sea and the tiny Danish island of Aro. It's a place where cars feel almost pointless. Life slows to a gentle roll and bicycles quietly rule the roads. The island is small enough to cross in a single day, yet it's packed with more charm than places 10 times its size. Rolling green farmland meets the sea at every turn, dotted with old windmills and thatched cottages. Its main town, Ærøskobing, is a storybook maze of crooked cobblestone lanes and candy-colored houses. Many have stood barely changed for more than 300 years, giving the whole town a beautifully frozen-in-time feel. Down along the shoreline, you'll find neat rows of tiny wooden bathing huts, painted mustard yellow, sky blue, and deep red. They're one of the most photographed sites in all of Denmark, and they positively glow at sunset. Rent a bike for the day and coast past golden fields to an old lighthouse right at the island's edge. Then spread out a picnic on a soft stretch of beach that you'll very likely have completely to yourself. When hunger strikes, the island's little harbor restaurants serve fresh-caught fish and cold Danish beer. You dine surrounded by fishing boats, with the smell of salt air drifting in off the water. Aro is wonderfully walkable, remarkably safe, and it runs almost entirely on its own wind and solar power. It's a tiny, self-sufficient green world just floating out there in the Baltic Sea. Best of all, almost no international tourists ever make it out to Aro, and that is exactly the point. This is the version of Denmark that the crowds and the years simply left behind. At number 9, skip Fiji's famous resort islands entirely and head far south to Kadavu. It's a wild, roadless outpost wrapped in the Great Astrolabe Reef, one of the largest barrier reefs found anywhere on Earth. This is one of Fiji's largest islands, yet it remains almost entirely undeveloped and gloriously green. Dense rainforest blankets the hills, and the coastline is a maze of bays, inlets, and quiet beaches. There are almost no paved roads on the entire island, so you get around the way locals always have, by boat. You'll glide between remote villages and hidden coves you could never reach any other way. Beneath the surface, the water comes alive with manta rays, vivid soft corals, and gliding reef sharks. It's so clear down there that drifting over the reef genuinely feels like flying in slow motion. Divers travel from all over the world for this reef, and yet you'll often have entire dive sites completely to yourself. It's some of the most pristine underwater scenery left on the planet. Back above the waterline, mist-covered green peaks tumble straight down into the sea. Waterfalls spill right out of the jungle, and the only soundtrack is bird song and the distant break of the reef. Stay in a family-run eco-lodge. Share a traditional kava ceremony with a local village, and trade your Wi-Fi for the rhythm of the tide. This is the kind of hospitality that money simply can't manufacture. Kadavu has never been polished up and packaged for tourists, and that is its magic. This is real, remote Fiji, exactly the way it was long before the very first resort ever arrived. Number 8 is an island that Filipinos themselves speak about in hushed, almost superstitious tones. This is Siquijor, a place long wrapped in old stories of healers, folk magic, and mysterious island folklore. For centuries, mainlanders believed the island was a place of witches and shamans, and that reputation still lingers today. But step off the boat, and any hint of darkness melts away in the sunshine. The real magic here is simply the scenery. You'll find powder white beaches, glowing turquoise shallows, and even in peak season, almost none of the crowds you would expect. At the island's green heart hides Cambodia Falls, a series of tiered turquoise pools fed by the jungle. Rope swings hang from the trees above, ready to launch you straight into the cool water below. Rent a scooter for a few dollars and you can loop the entire island in a single golden afternoon. You'll pass old churches, quiet villages, and roadside stalls selling fresh coconuts along the way. Don't miss the island's giant belette tree, said to be centuries old, with a natural spring at its base. Tiny fish nibble at your feet as you soak, in a spot that's equal parts eerie and enchanting. The diving and snorkeling here are excellent and wonderfully cheap, with healthy coral reefs lying just offshore. You might share the water with sea turtles gliding lazily past. Simply put, this is the Philippines without the crowds of Boracay or Palawan. It's mysterious, affordable, and exactly the kind of place that stays with you long after you leave. At number 7, we swap the tropics for something cold, misty, and wonderfully wild. This is Chiloé, an atmospheric archipelago off the coast of southern Chile, where the culture feels like it belongs to another century. This is a land of legends, where locals still tell tales of ghost ships and forest spirits. That folklore seeps into everything, giving the islands a moody, magical atmosphere unlike anywhere else. Its harbors are lined with palafitos, brightly painted wooden houses that stand on tall stilts right over the water. When the tide rolls in beneath them, the whole waterfront seems to gently float. Scattered across the islands are 16 extraordinary wooden churches, hand-built by local craftsmen without using a single nail. They're so unique that they're now protected as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The food here is hearty and unforgettable, built around the sea and the land in equal measure. The star dish is coranto, a feast of seafood, meat, and potatoes slow-cooked for hours in a pit in the earth. Wildlife thrives in these cold, rich waters, including penguin colonies you can visit by small boat. Watching them waddle across the rocks and dive into the surf is a genuine highlight. Fog rolls softly over emerald hills. Wooden fishing boats bob in still gray water, and the pace of life slows to almost nothing. It's the perfect antidote to a world that never stops rushing. Chiloé is living proof that an unforgettable island doesn't need palm trees or turquoise water. Sometimes all it needs is deep character and a sense of place the modern world hasn't managed to touch. Number 6 might just be the least visited island on this entire list, and it feels like the very end of the earth. This is Príncipe, a jungle-cloaked volcanic speck in the Gulf of Guinea, off the coast of West Africa. Part of the tiny nation of Sao Tomé and Príncipe, it's one of the least visited countries on the planet. That deep isolation has left the island almost impossibly pristine and untouched. Jagged volcanic towers, completely draped in emerald rainforest, rise straight out of the Atlantic. Their peaks are often half lost in cloud, giving the whole island a lost world, prehistoric feel. Empty golden beaches meet warm, gentle sea, and the entire island is a protected UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. There are no crowds to share the view with, only birdsong, surf, and rustling palms. Príncipe is also one of the world's great cocoa islands, with a rich chocolate-making heritage. You can tour the old plantations and taste dark chocolate made just steps from where the beans grew. Those old plantation estates have crumbled into hauntingly beautiful ruins, slowly reclaimed by the jungle. Some have been lovingly restored into charming, remote lodges. The snorkeling and fishing here are superb, in waters that see barely any visitors all year. Turtles nest on the beaches, and whales pass by offshore in season. Getting all the way out here takes real time, effort, and a genuine sense of adventure. And that effort is exactly why Príncipe still feels like one of the last true secrets left on Earth. At number 5, we return to the Adriatic, but this is not the Croatia you've been seeing all over your feed. Viz is the country's most remote inhabited island, kept off limits to tourists for decades as a secret military base. Because it was sealed off from the outside world for so long, Vis escaped the heavy development that transformed the rest of the coast. What remains is a rare glimpse of old, authentic Dalmatia. Just offshore, on the little islet of Bisevo, lies the astonishing Blue Cave. When the midday sun pours in at just the right angle, the whole chamber glows an unreal electric blue. Hidden beaches like Steneva sit at the foot of dramatic cliffs, reachable only by boat or a steep scramble down. The reward is a perfect pebble cove framed by soaring rock walls and glassy water. Viz has a serious wine culture too, producing crisp whites and reds from grapes grown in its rocky soil. Tasting them in a centuries-old stone cellar is an experience in itself. The island's 2 main towns, Vis and Camisa, are sleepy fishing ports with palm-lined waterfronts. Life here still revolves around the sea, the harvest, and the long, warm evenings. Evenings on Vis mean fresh-caught fish and a glass of local wine in a quiet stone konoba. You'll dine surrounded by locals, with barely another tourist anywhere in sight. For a taste of the Mediterranean as it was before mass tourism arrived, Vis is about as close as you can still get. It's the Croatian coast with the volume turned all the way down. Number 4 floats all alone in the middle of the vast Atlantic Ocean, far from anywhere. This is Flores, the westernmost of Portugal's Azores Islands, and quite possibly the greenest place you will ever set eyes on. The whole island is a riot of green, carpeted in ferns, moss, and thick vegetation fed by frequent Atlantic rain. Everywhere you look, life seems to spill from every crack in the volcanic rock. Its name literally means flowers, and it more than lives up to it every summer. Whole hillsides erupt in blue and pink as thousands of wild hydrangeas burst into bloom across the island. Waterfalls are absolutely everywhere here, with dozens cascading down sheer volcanic cliffs. The most famous, the Poco do Bacalhau, plunges into a green pool you can actually swim in. Swim in natural volcanic rock pools, carved by the sea, then soak in the profound silence of the landscape. This is an island where the cows genuinely outnumber the people. Hike into the island's interior to find hidden crater lakes, ringed by cliffs and drifting cloud. The trails are quiet, wild, and endlessly rewarding for anyone who loves raw nature. The little villages here are all whitewashed stone and red roofs, clinging to the coast against the pounding Atlantic. Life moves slowly, shaped by the sea and the weather. Standing on its cliffs, you truly feel like you've reached the very edge of the world. And out here on the western frontier of Europe, you very nearly have. At number 3, we dive back into warm, tropical water, off the coast of Cambodia. This is Koh Rong Samloem, the calmer, quieter, and far dreamier sister of Cambodia's more famous party island. If your idea of paradise is a hammock, a good book, and absolutely nothing on the schedule, this is your island. It's a place quite deliberately designed for doing gloriously little. Its centerpiece is Saracen Bay, a long, gentle curve of flower-soft white sand. The water here is shallow, bath-warm, and such a vivid turquoise that it barely looks real. Large stretches of the island have no roads, no cars, and electricity for only part of the day. This isn't a place that's fallen behind. It's disconnection by design, and it's absolute bliss. Cross a short jungle trail to the wild side of the island, and you'll find Lazy Beach, one of the most beautiful and secluded in all of Cambodia. Often you'll have it entirely to yourself. But the real showstopper here only reveals itself after dark, once the sun is fully set. Wade into the black water and it lights up around you with glowing, sparkling, bioluminescent plankton. Fresh seafood barbecues on the beach are the highlight of every evening, cooked over open coals as the sun goes down. There's little to do but eat, swim, and watch the stars come out. This is the classic Southeast Asian island dream, but stripped of the crowds and the noise. What's left is just soft sand, warm water, and a little bit of pure natural magic. Number 2 is home to what a great many travelers call the single most beautiful beach on Earth. This is La Digue, a tiny island in the Seychelles where, incredibly, the main way to get around is still a bicycle. There are barely any cars on the whole island, so life moves at the speed of a slow pedal. It's a place that forces you, in the very best possible way, to relax completely. Its star beach, Ant Source d'Argent, feels almost otherworldly and completely unique. Think pale pink-tinged sand, glassy, shallow water, and enormous sculpted granite boulders scattered like art. Those famous boulders, smoothed over millions of years, glow warm and golden in the late afternoon light. It's one of the most photographed beaches anywhere, and yet it never feels crowded. Pedal onward and you'll discover even wilder, emptier beaches like Grande Anse, where the surf rolls in and the sand stretches on forever. Each cove feels more perfect than the last. Giant Aldabra tortoises roam the island freely, ancient and utterly unbothered by visitors. Some of these gentle giants are well over 100 years old, older than any road here. The snorkeling just offshore is superb, with colorful fish and healthy coral in warm, clear water. Sea turtles are a common and completely magical sight. This is genuine postcard paradise, experienced at a slow, barefoot pace. La Digue is living proof that even the famous Seychelles still hides quiet, unspoiled corners. And at number 1, we've saved a place so fiercely protected that only 400 visitors are ever allowed at one time. This is Lord Howe Island, a crescent of green adrift in the Tasman Sea off the coast of Australia. That strict visitor cap is the island's secret weapon, keeping it pristine while the rest of the world grows ever more crowded. Step off the small plane and you feel like you've traveled back in time. 2 dramatic volcanic peaks soar high above a lagoon of impossibly clear, calm water. That lagoon is ringed by the southernmost coral reef found anywhere in the entire world. Thanks to that cap on visitors, the beaches stay empty, the walking trails stay quiet, and nature is firmly in charge. You could hike for hours here and never pass another single soul. The snorkeling in the lagoon is extraordinary, with hundreds of fish species in water that's warm and glassy. You can even hand-feed fish right from the shallows at Ned's Beach. For the adventurous, the climb up Mount Gower is considered one of the best day hikes in the world. It's a challenging scramble rewarded with truly jaw-dropping views over the island and sea. There are no chain stores, no traffic lights, and barely any phone signal to distract you. Most visitors get around exactly like the locals do on a simple bicycle. All of this earns Lord Howe the clear #1 spot on our countdown. More than that, it's a living reminder of what travel felt like before the whole world showed up. So there they are, 10 remarkable islands that the crowds forgot, stretching from the cold Baltic Sea all the way to the far South Pacific. Every single one proves that real, untouched paradise is still out there if you're just willing to look a little harder. Now I want to hear from you. So which of these islands is going straight on to your travel list? Tell me down in the comments. And if you discovered a brand new dream island today, hit that like button so more people can find these hidden places too. And if you love this kind of off-the-beaten-path travel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Aloha from all of us at Kahana Designs. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.